My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire, where, since last time we spoke, there have been three. Oh my god, there was one since I last checked. Good lord. Updates to the video game. Let's focus on the gameplay related ones. Claw is now a common card. This is a particularly important change because Claw was roughly analogous to Rampage before, except Rampage did not increase the damage for other Rampages in your deck, whereas Claw does, so you're heavily incentivized to pick up a bunch of Claws, especially because they're so cheap, zero cost. I mean, couldn't be cheaper, unless it refunded energy, of course. The Claw upgrade increases the base damage from, I believe, 3 to 5 instead of the ramp value. The ramp value previously increased from 2 to 3, which is every single time you played a Claw, your next Claw would do 2 more damage, upgraded 3 more damage. Now it only upgrades for 2 damage each time. But the fact that you can pick it up as a common is going to make it so much more consistent that you can play them that I believe that'll kind of come out in the wash and will still be fine overall. The Conserve Battery card is now common. This is an interesting change. It helps to emphasize the energy manipulation build that the defect kind of has innate to their cards. And it also has a side effect of making your less playable cards like Meteor Strike, Echo Form, Sunder, Hyper Beam, these, much more usable. But at the same time, Conserve Battery on its base level is 8 block plus conserve any extra excess energy from this turn until the next turn. I believe the upgrade is 11 plus conserve any until next turn, whereas Leap just gives you block and gives you 9 and 12, and it's also a common card. So this Conserve Battery being moved from uncommon to common, while it does incentivize a certain version of gameplay for the defect, it also really downplays another card that exists in the defect set at the moment, so I would not be surprised if we saw Leap completely removed from the game or reworked at some point in the near future. Dark Orbs now work similarly to other orbs with negative focus. Now, with negative focus, the Plasma Orb obviously isn't affected, but the Frost Orb doesn't give you like negative block, and the Lightning Orb doesn't heal your enemies. But the Dark Orb, when you had negative focus prior, would decrease the total for which the Dark Orb was going to hit when evoked. And I imagine that this means that the total will not be decreased, which means that Dark Orbs in a biased cognition build that runs for a relatively long period of time is going to be a stronger build than prior. And the Electrodynamics card has been reworked. However, I won't tell you what that rework was because in the next patch again, it was reworked. Again. So it was reworked, I believe, primarily for the fact that when stacked, it was difficult to really assess what the effect of stacking Electrodynamics as a card would do. So now it gives you a blanket effect of Lightning now hits all enemies whenever you play it, which is what it was prior. But if you stacked 2 unupgraded Electrodynamics prior, it would be Lightning now hits all enemies, and an individual enemy will be hit twice by Lightning, and then stack it again 3 times by Lightning. It was a little bit unintuitive, which I believe is why they've changed it to now Lightning hits all enemies and you channel 2 Lightning, or upgraded version channel 3 Lightning, because the stack for that is super obvious. Like, Lightning now hits all enemies, okay, that's not going to be changed because Lightning is already hitting all enemies. It's just going to channel 2, upgrade 3 Lightning for me. And this one does not look like it has... Yes, it does not have any particular gameplay changes. Alright, so in order to celebrate the changes to the defect, let's play a defect. I should have probably done it on Ascension 1. But unfortunately, I've already loaded into this, so if I abandon the run, I'm going to lose my starting bonus. Oh well. I kind of want to go for a Claw build, right? Either a Claw build or a Conserve Battery Meteor Strike build. Getting a random rare card, I mean, what would I want in a Claw build? Probably Machine Learning, Reboot. That might actually be it. Neither of the builds that I'm talking about use Lightning, so I can probably just trade my starting relic. Well, goodbye. I didn't even choose to take the Runic Tome this time. You can't blame me. But goodbye, 50% of people. I don't know, that might be a vast overestimation. It may be a vocal minority, but Regardless, goodbye, at the very least, some people, because now we have the Runic Dome. I'll play safe rather than sorry, we'll see. Yeah, I did get attacked, so that was good. Okay, well, the conserve battery build is now much more incentivized for us, and the primary reason for that is we have excess energy. Storm versus Recursion versus Melter. Could take Melter as just an aggressive card. And when I say a aggressive card, what I mean is obviously an aggressive card. Sure. Sure. Now, I know you don't attack on the first turn. Your second turn, you attack for 6, and then 9, and then 12. I'm going to dual cast and double defend here. I don't need to take any damage in this fight. We'll be fine. Yeah. Melter Strike. Beautiful. A Focus Potion. I could, again, take a Ball Lightning. Because Ball Lightning is fine. I had a bunch of runs recently. I mean, only one of them was on camera. With Ball Lightning to kind of assess the value of it as a value pickup. It's good. It's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I don't want to do a lightning-based build. I want to do like a claw-based build. So instead, I'll take something that is going to be card neutral as well as deal 8 damage to all enemies. So that's going to help me deal with the AoE fights that we might happen to have. All right. Yeah, this'll do. Show me the claw. That's not claw. That's not claw. None of this is claw. Damn. Oh. After patches, this is a thing that I run into often. Where there's a certain build that I want to try because that build was changed in some fundamental fashion over the course of that patch. But I can't. So you can't entangle a game this turn, which means minimum you're dealing 7 damage. All right. I'll pass up the opportunity to use the block potion there. I'll save it for a turn where I know it's going to be useful. Ugh. I'm going to pass again, but eventually I'm going to need to take something to help my build along. I think one of my primary upgrades is probably... I think it's probably Melter. Get that extra 4 damage. But I'll upgrade Zap. Well... we've got a Zap out, and now we can use Melter to get under your skin. Oh, if we get Melter and Zap in the same hand as well as 3 strikes, I'm going to be pleased. Should have used the Focus Potion before I did that. Alright, I guess I'm saving the Focus Potion then. So I know that you're attacking for 18 this turn. So let's defend for 17, take 1 damage. I know that you're attacking for 18 again this turn. Defend for 15? Yeah, we'll probably end up using the Fire Potion to finish the enemy off here. Or not. That works too. And just pass the turn, let the enemy die. The Courier, the merchant no longer runs out of cards, relics or potions, and his prices are decreased by 20%, as well as Ball, Lightning, Recycle, and Hologram. Hologram fits both into our current build, so that we can pull back our Zap, as well as our hopeful future build, where we can get Claws. It's 53 gold! It's the same thing I did before. Alright. Oh, Juicy Bracelet's not bad, especially this early in the run. Regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms, so we're going to get more of those event boys. Oh, event boys. Again, probably use this opportunity to use our Focus Potion early. Would have been a clever idea for us. Instead, we decided not to, which was not a clever idea for us. I am going to throw that potion. I don't believe I can kill that 35 in the next 2 turns. So instead, I'll target the frontliner, who I can kill in the next 3 turns. Okay. Single strike will do it. All right. Defend? All right. Well, we've not perfected this enemy either. Guess we're not going for the score. There we go. Finally. All right, so now we need to keep the deck as thin as possible so that we can play the claw as many times as is humanly possible. Also, getting more claws is a great idea. I mean, if we're keeping the deck thin, our upgrades, like claw upgrades for what? Yeah, 2 extra damage by base? That's not significant. So I probably don't take an Apotheosis. Deck's thin, so I'm probably not taking Mind Blast either. Deck's thin, so I'm definitely not taking Dead Branch. I think in this circumstance, I may take a card removal and self-repair. I'm considering removing Dual Cast, because if I draw Dual Cast before I draw Zap, I'm just screwed. I'm removing something no matter what. Who's our end boss on this? Okay, that's fine. All right. I'll remove a strike. I could take that FTL. We don't do much draw in our turns. Sure, I'll take FTL. I'm actually incentivized also to take the self-repair. Sorts itself out of our deck. I'm gonna hold off. But I could see the case being made. Okay. So here, luckily, I can actually use a claw without waking the enemy. So I'm starting to ramp up my claws already. I'll use the focus potion here. This fight's probably going to be more deleterious than later fights for us. 8 HP taking this turn. FTL, hologram FTL's pretty good. Ooh. Damn. Draw claw off of that and we would have had a kill. Oh well. Or a Calcum, if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Handy. Another hologram, especially when upgraded, is going to be particularly handy. So this build is literally all about those claws right now. I'm really glad that I've got 2 holograms and 2 claws on this first floor. It did only really come together at the end of the first floor, but still. Heat sinks exactly. Pretty much a thing I didn't want there. As you can see, Dual Cast does nothing because I don't channel an orb at the very start of the fight. FTL before we do anything. Claw, claw, hologram, a claw. Next turn could be a problem. Yeah, it looks like we're probably taking a chunk of damage here. You know what? We ramp up over time, so I'm actually going to split the enemy here. Usually I wouldn't split enemies with that much HP, but I think we'll be fine. Okay. Probably not going to do that effect again this turn. You're not splitting yet. If I hit you again, you'll split. I can't take a bunch of 16s, though. Alright, I'm not going to split them. Good. Good, they both did status effects. I am more than pleased with that. Claw, hologram back that claw, play it again, claw, hologram back that claw. We'll play it again. Now I know you're attacking this turn because you won't repeat the same action 3 turns in a row. And you did your debuff the last 2 turns. But hey, it all worked out in the end, did it not? Beautiful. All right, reboot is probably the best pickup here, followed by machine learning. I would take either. Ow. None of those. They're not this build. We'll take the max HP. Energy is not really that much of a consideration for this build. Interestingly. I think we take Orrery, we look for any available claws, we'll take any available claws, and then we'll just gain a bunch of max HP otherwise. Auto shields is extremely effective in terms of block versus energy expenditure. So I'll probably actually take that. All right, so where are you? There's auto shields. I'm mostly considering removing the rest of these. Taking another hologram, like if I have more holograms than claws, drawing a hologram before a claw, which happened to me 2 times in that fight, when I haven't got a claw in my hand or discard pile, is really sad. Upgraded chill could be quite effective for us. Because we don't really use that many orbs. So it's just a good passive block. I'll actually take a chill. I could take Beam Cell, but Beam Cell is only really going to be good when the claws are already large. So I think in this case, Beam Cell becomes a win more card rather than like a specifically advantageous card. So we'll take the max HP for the rest of those. And proceed. We're very likely to take the path that has the most shops here. Okay, there's 2 elites on both the left and the right. No guaranteed shops if I go on the right side here. I don't know if I can fight elites right now, is the thing. Claw's good, but can I actually take out elites with it right now? I think I would take so much damage that I might just fall apart. Oh, actually, no. The correct answer is just go to as many question marks as possible. I see a path with 4, and that's the maximum. All right. Because the Juzu bracelet in particular is why we want to do that. Okay. Beautiful. Melter shows its worth. All right. I'm going to dual cast because I didn't want to take any damage that turn, and I was pretty certain I could get away without it. I think upgrading the claw is going to be a better play than using a melter. Melter, sweeping beam. I hologram back the melter? No, I already have a kill without it. Beautiful. Liquid bronze in combination with... I mean, Glacier is a ridiculously powerful defensive card. The problem with Glacier typically ends up being that it's expensive, but like we don't really expend all of our energy. Like we play extra defends where we don't need them and extra strikes where we don't really need them, because we're not using our energy for our primary attack functions, being, you know, FTL, claw, zap. I think I can take a Glacier as just like a defensive card. I know it was offered earlier and I turned it down, but hey. That's the thing I did. I can't always defend my own place. They're not always correct. I would argue more often than not. That is to say, more often than not correct. Okay. Beautiful. I think this one's fairly straightforward. I could have a little extra block if I did the dual cast. No, it would be the same. The same. Claw, hologram claw. Should have used auto shields before I did that. That is entirely my bad. I forgot about the fact that the auto shields was going to be, you know, useless after that. They both buffed once. really that much we can do there. Yeah. Claw, hologram, claw. I mean, we could sweeping beam, hologram, sweeping beam. We had to do it in that order. Then we'll hologram back another claw. Beautiful. We had to do it in that order because the FTL was going to reshuffle our deck, and I did want to get the draw from the FTL while it was available. Rip and Tear is powerful, but not for this build. We play so many cards. Normality would, you know, completely garbage our build up. Injury is not that bad, and I do want Chill in my opening hand. We only have one strike in the deck. Thinning out the deck is the most important thing here because our win condition is the ramping of the effect from Claw. Or hologram. Claw. I'm actually going to use Liquid Bronze here as well because we are going to be hit every single turn by every single person. I should have played the auto shields first. Again, that's entirely my mistake. I need to focus more on the ordering there. I just passed up 11 block that turn. Absolute trash place. I mean, it only affected me for 2 HP, but still. All right. We'll be using Glacier here basically just to set our Frost Orbs to the very back of the party. So they maintain. Shouldn't have even played a block that turn. I would have one more block if I didn't. Courtesy of Orichalcum. Claw, hologram, claw for the kill. And defense strike. I keep forgetting that hologram doesn't work like I think it does. That is to say, it gives block. I always just think of it as a return because that is, you know, the primary function of it, definitely. But that's not the only function of it. And now I can just like straight up end my turn, let the lightning orb do its work. Anchor, start each combat with +10 block. Handy. Extraordinarily handy. I'll upgrade auto shields because, you know, it's never going to work, but, you know, maybe this incentivizes me to play correctly and not dumb. I want to take the risk. I mean, Sundial's pretty good for us because we do shuffle our deck quite often, and we will be shuffling our deck more and more as time goes on. Pantograph at the start of each boss combat, heal for 25 HP. But also, you know, adding a card to my deck, especially a card that's guaranteed to be in my opening hand, is a problem. Oh, you had to be Enfeebling Spores that turn, really? I need as much defense as I possibly can get that turn. Alright, Zap Glacier. I'm gonna hologram back a Claw, play it, defend again. Really? You're supposed to attack 2 times in a row before you... Huh. That's interesting. Alright, we'll Claw... Sweeping Beam, Diffuse, and then Glacier. This is exactly the kind of enemy that would be, you know, particularly problematic to fight with this build. So I'm not particularly aggrieved by it. I know that this was how this was going to go. Many small attacks against this enemy in particular? Yeah, that was never going to mix. Recycle, Loop, and Lock On. We don't need the energy from Recycle, but the ability to burn something out of our deck is actually a little bit handy. I'm still not going to take it, though. This fight could be the end of us. extraordinarily easily. Claw, hologram back the claw, play the claw. Claw? Alright, we'll dual cast before we Glacier. Defended this turn. Yeah, this is the problem, isn't it? Like, I can zap, and I can hologram back the zap, and I can play the zap again, and I can dual cast that, and that's fine. I've actually got all this energy left over, though. Claw is not really building up at the pace I'd hoped. Need more claw. More claw, more claw, more claw. Or death. Death works, too. You just die. Like, I want to hologram back the auto shields, but if I do that, the auto shields won't be able to be used. I think we just have to stick to our guns on this one. And because I don't know what the enemy is going to do, I'm going to overblock there. That actually turned out to be the correct option. I won't play the defend here because playing the defend will prevent Orichalcum from triggering, whereas not playing it won't. Yeah. So I gave myself the best chance of defense there as I could possibly have had. Things that would have helped that deck out, especially All for One. I actually hadn't considered that when I was looking over the different choices for rare options that would have helped. The All for One would have helped me bring back all of the claws back into my hand. Obviously, more copies of Claw would have helped. Picking up fewer things in the early game to try and help us segue into a effective build would have also helped. Not going for all of the elites would have also helped. Damn. Playing the auto shields at the right time also would have helped. I don't know if we still would have won with that build as it currently stood, though. I think we needed a way to guarantee much higher consistency of those claws, and the holograms weren't doing it, and adding more holograms would have been more problematic, because getting a hologram before a claw is, okay, this is now, upgraded, that's now, like, a bad block. The fact that they grow slower than the previous claw with the upgrade is actually surprisingly noticeable. I mean, it's a 50% difference, right? 2 to 3. I wonder, have I got like a misjudgment of claw at the moment? We'll see. We'll see. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.